Sunset. The clouds gathering on the horizon hold the promise of rain over Borena zone, just north of Ethiopia's border with Kenya. It hasn't rained this year, and the first drops of precious moisture bring a smile to cattle herder Kalcha as he marches his animals home after a long day of foraging for food.
When the rain arrives, the grass will come out and our physical condition of animal is improving. So the rain brings this all change.
But the rains have failed, and the cows, the very foundation of the way of life here, are starving.
The reaction of the animals, looking for feed. They are crying for feed.
At the office of CARE International in the nearby town of Yavelo, aid coordinator Halake Bante says 2 tribes went to war last week along the Kenya border over a precious piece of pasture land. 6 people were killed in the gun battles.
The competition for pasture and water is also increasing among different ethnic groups. So you will see the increasing conflict.
To ease the tensions, CARE International has spent more than $250,000 to ship hay from the Ethiopian highlands to Borena to alleviate the food shortage. To the herders, rain is a godsend.
We prayed a lot to God to get rain. And last night when we received, we all joyed and feel happy.
But rain is a mixed blessing. Until grass begins to grow, the cows are vulnerable. They're wet, cold, and weak. But without rain, they are wasting away, and so are the people. The United Nations estimates 3.4 million Ethiopians are living on the edge of starvation. What little water there is at the moment is mostly in mud holes. It is hardly fit for human consumption, more mud than water. But it is what they have. So women trek miles to fill their jerry cans with the brown liquid and lug it home. In a sign of the desperation gripping the region, camel herders bring their animals into the nearby town of Yavelo to scavenge. It is painful to watch the town's greenery being devoured, but nobody complains. The hay shipments are a temporary lifeline, but they spell the difference between subsistence and extinction for Borena's pastoralists and their way of life.
And we are now protecting community assets from loss. It is really expensive work, but it is life-saving, and this is why CARE is doing.
Still, the project is feeding only about 1% of the starving animals in the region, and not all of those at the feeding center survive. Herdsman Yarso Liban has been camping at this feeding center for more than a week. 5 of the 15 cows he brought didn't survive. In a land with no river and little groundwater, his only hope is rain.
Rain is life because our animals, our livelihood, entirely based on rain. If we receive rain, we have a pasture, we have a water, so our animals are in a good condition. We will have milk, we will have cash.
With unpredictable rains, some say herdsmen like Yarso Liban will have to diversify. For now, Borena's people struggle to support their cattle. It is a heavy burden. In a battle many here fear they are ultimately destined to lose. Peter Heinlein, VOA News, in the Borena zone of southern Ethiopia.